Welcome back to the Midday Reset. My name is Antoinette, and today I want to talk to you about asking for help. One of the biggest lessons and challenges that I have to tackle in the year 2020 is getting over the idea that asking for help somehow makes me weak or unnecessarily vulnerable. I think that asking for help does require some level of vulnerability, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. I am having to wrestle with the idea that my need to ask for help is not necessarily a negative reflection on who I am. It is not a reflection on me being weak or somehow poorly prepared or that I've mismanaged something or that I am not worthy or any of those things that my mind likes to sort of cling to in the moments where I feel like I need to reach out and ask someone to help me who maybe knows more in this area than I do, or has more availability than I do, or can be more flexible in an area where I'm still kind of learning the ropes. I think that overall, this is a pretty common thing. I know that I'm not alone when it comes to being someone who doesn't like asking for help, but overall, I know that this is something I'm trying to get better at, mostly because in any situation where I feel that I am thrown into borderline desperation, but definitely treading water in that freezing cold pool, and I'm struggling, I'm exhausted because I've been doing this for who knows how long, but my body is going to start giving out pretty soon, and I could really use that life preserver. When I'm in those moments, I have to ask myself, well, what would the reverse of this look like? What would it look like if I was the one who was sitting on the outside of the pool and someone who I knew and cared about, loved, trusted, someone who I could see clearly needed the help was in that pool in the same situation? Their body's tired, the water's cold, they've been doing this for a little while, and they could probably use that lifeline, that life preserver that I throw out to them. My answer to myself is always that yes, I would absolutely throw out the line. Why wouldn't I? If I'm capable of doing so and I'm just sitting right here on the side of the pool, with my Mai Tai or whatever the case may be, and I'm able to get up and pick up that life preserver, throw it out to someone, and then pull the line in as they hold on, yeah, of course I would do that for them. Why wouldn't I? When I put it in terms like that, then all of a sudden, all of the crazy self-doubt, self-loathing, all of the negative, bad stuff that my mind wants to heap onto my psyche, all of that suddenly gets lifted and the clouds start to clear, and I see that this thing, this act of reaching out to someone who can help and asking for the help is not that bad. But I think deep down, we don't like to depend on others, or at least I know I don't like to depend on others because I enjoy being independent. Um, we don't like for others to see that we are not complete. I don't know why it is that we feel like we have to walk around with this sort of mythical image of having it all together. But if there's anything that motherhood has taught me, and also just adulthood as I've moved into my 30s and seen what life is really about, if there's anything that those two areas of my life have taught me, it's that nobody has it all together. Not even you, not even me. It's okay to not know all of the answers. The picture doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have everything neat and tidy in order to be making progress and doing well and to be a good person. I decided to do a poll on social media, and I asked people if they like to ask for help, or you want to reach out and ask for help if you need it. And the results that I've gotten show that most of you feel the exact same way. It was a resounding no. There were a few people, it was a small percentage that I got of people who said that yes, they will reach out and ask for help. And to those folks, I say kudos. It sounds like you're well adjusted. But the majority of people said, nope, I don't like asking for help. I'm not one to ask for help. So I know that I'm not alone in this thinking and this mindset. But I was hoping that I could maybe shed some tips and some tidbits of things that I've observed that can help us kind of get over this, especially as I make this part of my focus in 2020 for conquering this goal of getting over the idea of needing help. So, first and foremost, what I want to say is that you should not be someone who expects everything from yourself. And let's unpack that for a second, because the idea that you shouldn't ask for help essentially is saying that whatever it is that you need help with, you should just be able to handle it, and therefore you should be capable of doing anything and therefore never ever need any help from anyone. There's going to be times for some of us when we don't have enough money to make it. And there are other people who are within our circle, our network of people, who have the resources that can help us out, even if it's just temporarily, and you can turn around and pay them back later. There are people who have the availability to be in places where you cannot, such as to pick up your child or to be at your house while someone comes and installs something, or someone who can come and look in on your mother because you can't be there that day because you have some prior commitment. Just whatever the gap is, there are people who are within our network who can fill it and are happy to do so if we ask for it. But in not asking for it and telling yourself that you're somehow a bad person for asking for it, you are communicating this message that you are supposed to be everything to everyone, including yourself. And that's just not possible because it's not human. Next, don't forget that resources are gifts. They're blessings, and they're meant to be shared. If you're somebody who is affluent, you have access to a lot of money, a lot of wealth, a lot of opportunities, a lot of privileges, those are things that you should absolutely take advantage of and enjoy because that is your life story. Those are your blessings, so take advantage of them. But they weren't given to you just so that you could hoard them. I don't believe in that. I believe that all of us are here on this earth as little dots, all of us just moving around on this beautiful planet, with resources, knowledge, power, and the ability to help one another. And there's no law, there's no governance, there's no commandment that says that it's somehow wrong to use the resources that you have, especially if you have an abundance of time, an abundance of knowledge, an abundance of money. There's no governance that says that there's something wrong with sharing that with people who don't have enough, people who need more. And if you can identify that need and fill that gap somewhere, that is using your blessings in a way that is profound, that is generous, that is beautiful. Lastly, when you ask for help, you actually get an opportunity to help someone else in return. And what I'm saying here is that that person who helps you out with that extra money that you need, or that time that you get to use of theirs, that knowledge that they share with you, how they teach you a process or something that helps you get a leg up. Once they do that, in that transaction, you have received something, but you have also been given an opportunity to follow that up with something of your own later, to be determined at a later date. Nobody knows exactly what that's going to look like. But you also open that person up to the opportunity to give. And you don't want to rob people of the opportunity to give. If someone is offering their generosity and their kindness, don't shut it down. That's not nice to do, and I've talked about that in a previous episode before. So you are being given an opportunity to, one, receive and let that person give something freely of their soul, of themselves, of their resources, and two, you open up the pathway to then help that person out with something later, because like I said, nobody is everything. Nobody knows everything. Nobody has everything. No one has access to everything. So therefore, they might need you at some point, and that is a great opportunity for you to demonstrate your thanks to them by giving them something that you have in return as well. So that's all I've got to say on this. Please let me know. I know that you guys filled out the poll, but I'd like to hear more about why it is that you don't like asking for help. Did I hit on it in this episode, or are there other reasons? Tell me about them. You can write to me at info@middayreset.com. You can also hit me up on Instagram at the Midday Reset, and you can visit me at my website, middayreset.com, where you can listen to episode content. You can contact me through there too, and you can also browse our shop. I will have blog posts going up sometime in the very near future, so you can look out for those too. I always enjoy hearing from you. Take care, my friends, and I will see you next time.